Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with this channel and support and resistance. Just to let you know, I am not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account if you want to get 2 free stocks. And I also provided my link for Robinhood. You could use that, start an account, you'll get 1 free stock. And just to let you guys know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is July 15th, 2021. The S&P 500 was red today, down 0.34%. The Dow was up green today, 0.15%, and the NASDAQ was the biggest loser of the day, down 0.70%. So 0.75% there, and the NASDAQ was down, the Dow was up, and the S&P was also down. So not much going on in the market today, not looking really good for the NASDAQ and the S&P. So let's get into the stock I want to take a look at today. I want to go over Snowflake. I've never done their chart before, so I'm just going to, get into this chart and we'll see what's going on with this stock. Snowflake is currently trading at $251. Today they were down $1.54, which is the equivalent of about 0.61%. And after hours, it is flat at 0%. In the past week, Snowflake is up a little bit, about 0.25%, so 0.26%. In the past month, they are up a little over 3.5%. And in the past 3 months, this is up almost 8% at 7.73%. And going back a year, it is only up about 2.5% here. And, this stock was listed on around September, the middle of September last year. So we don't have that much to go off with this stock. So it hasn't even been listed for a year yet. And you could remember this was the biggest IPO of last year. This was a lot of hype around this stock. And you could see, when it just came out, it shot pretty much straight up right after it got listed. It shot up to an all-time high of $429. And we hit that on December 8th of 2020. So that was last year. And right after we hit that, we fell into a downtrend right here. As you could see on my chart, I have that marked out in this red line. And you could see here it's been stuck in that downtrend pretty much since hitting that all-time high back in December of last year. And it just recently, in about the middle of May here to the end of May, it finally broke out of that downtrend that we saw. So you lost about half of the value in this stock here, pretty much half of the value right there. A little bit more. You saw it drop down to a low of $184.71, and we hit that on May 13th of 2021. So just a couple months ago there, you hit that low and you lost about half the value in the stock. But as you could see, it is starting to make a recovery here from that downtrend as it just broke out of there around the middle of May also. So you could see on our chart, we did have resistance around $393 and around 50 cents. That's the level we're going to want to see this thing get back up to, close above there, and hold to move on to new highs. But we have a ways to go before we see that. And you could see, during this correction that we've seen in this stock, you could see that we lost our first support, which was around $325 there. That was a little bit of support on the way up. You could see a little bit of consolidation there, not much on the way up. So on the way down, you didn't really have strong support there. So we lost that. And as you could see, we went on to our next support area, which is in this area around $270. And, you saw that that was former resistance on the way up after it came out and IPO'd. That was acting as resistance right there. So around that level, we did hold up for a while there on the way down, but eventually we lost that level, dropped all the way down to our next support level, which was around $214. You could see here the nice consolidation in this area, and that's about where we started with this IPO back in September of last year. You could see that was acting as support after it IPO'd there, and we did have pretty strong support come in right around that area of $214. But we did drop below there briefly for about a week or two here. And like I said, we dropped down to that 184.71 as a low. But a lot of buyers came in around the 190 area to push this stock back above 200 there. And you could see it's made a pretty nice recovery since then, going all the way back up to around this $270 mark. Just recently, in the past week, it's been on a nice run here. And you could see it kind of got stopped out at that resistance where we're at now at 270. So we dropped about $20 in the stock price since hitting that resistance there. So that's going to be a key level going forward, is this $270 mark. We're going to want to see this thing get above there and close the day out above there and hold for a couple days before we could see this thing move up to our next resistance area, which is around $325 up there, okay? So let's take a look. I'll zoom in for you guys right now. As you could see, like I said, we did break that downtrend. It was in a very strong downtrend here for a couple months, touching off of our line, 3 or 4 times here. And you could see right in here, before this big drop, we were starting to consolidate around that line. We had a big drop, and then we finally pushed through there to break out of that downtrend. And now you could see that this sort of made a inverted head and shoulders pattern. You could see here the head comes down and the shoulders right here, that would be a right shoulder, and the left shoulder right there. So you could see it did produce that pattern there, and it finally looks like it broke out. As you could see, the neckline would have been somewhere around here, around this 250 mark, and it looked like it was going to break out in these this past week, as you see this big candle breaking through that neckline, shooting up to the upside here. But since it did that, it ran into that resistance around 270, and it fell back down. So it's hovering right around that neckline of the inverted head and shoulders right now. And we're going to want to see this thing hold above 250 here to continue on upwards to confirm this inverted head and shoulders pattern breakout here. Otherwise, it might pop back below there, do some more consolidation, or maybe fall back down to around the 215 mark down here where our support is. Okay, so as you can see, we are trading above our 50-day moving average here in the blue. We're above our 30-day moving average in the green. We're above our 21-day moving average in this light blue line here, but we are below our 8-day moving average in the white. And you could see our 200-day moving average just popped up on our screen in the beginning of July here. We can't really go off of that yet because it did just show up as this stock, IPO'd back in September. So we're just now getting a 200-day moving average on our daily chart. So let's take a look at our weekly chart. I want to see what we could find there. And as you can see, on our weekly chart, we are trading below our 30-day moving average in the green, but we are being supported by our 8-day moving average on our weekly chart, it looks like. In the white here, that's acting as support, and our 21-day moving average in this light blue line, that is also acting as support for this stock since it broke out of this downtrend that we were in. Okay, so now I'm just going to switch over, and I'm going to look at our 4-hour chart, see what we could find there. And it looks like, we do have a 200-day moving average on this chart on the 4-hour. And just zooming out here, it looks like that was acting as resistance before we finally broke through it right around this area in the middle of June there. and went on this run. So we're above also our 50-day moving average too on our 4-hour chart here in the dark blue. And it looks like we did close the day out above our 30-day moving average also in the green. We're definitely right at our 21-day moving average there, which is sitting at 250.85. So we did close out the day right at that moving average there. When we closed out at 251 here. So we are below our 8-day moving average though on our 4-hour chart, and we will need to get above that to go to gain more momentum to the upside here. So we'll keep an eye on that one. I'm going to switch back over to our daily chart and see what else we could find on here. So, pretty much like I said, we're going to need to get above this 270 area right here. Let me zoom in there. I'll just move my line down a little bit, and it looks like around 269.50 right here is the area we need to clear and get above there to hold, so we could move back up to around this 325 area right there. So that'll be the area to watch within the next couple days, the next week or so. If not, if we drop below this 250 mark right in here, which we did briefly today, but we were able to close the day above there, it looks like that we would fall back down to around this 215 range where we had support. So, like I said, that inverted head and shoulders breakout is all going to depend on if it does hold above that 250 range, which it is right now. It did close the day above there, but we will see in the next coming week or so if it could hold above there and gain some momentum behind it to get back up around this area right in here, 325. So that's what I'll be watching with this stock. I mean, not a lot to go off of on this chart since it did recently IPO here. But you could see, we had the big run up and now the big run back down and some consolidation. And hopefully we will see more upside potential in this stock and get back up towards these all-time highs, okay? So that's just a quick little video. I wanted to go over the chart here on Snowflake. If you guys liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.